Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhino Exploration. And we are out on the trail again today. I am super excited and super happy to be out here. It's been 3 weeks since we have gone on an adventure in the Jeep. Honestly, it's been kind of sitting in the driveway for 3 weeks since our last adventure, which was the camping trip with Lindsay when we went overlanding. So I've been itching to get back out, and today supposed to have some perfect weather here in Colorado. We'll see how well that holds up. We're in the Rockies, and this trail has been awesome so far. This is the Red Elephant Trail here in Colorado, and it is rated at a 6, so it should be a little more challenging today. It was a little challenging when we first started, but I didn't film when we first started because there's actually a couple houses at the very beginning of the trail, so I didn't want to, invade their privacy. But it has been awesome so far, guys, and it is super, super nice out. I can't explain how nice it is. I'm in a jacket right now. I'm about to take it off. It's about the mid-50s right now, and it is a bit breezy. I'm filming up a little more onto the trail because down at the bottom, at the beginning of the trail, was the I-70, because it starts right next to the I-70, and it was super windy down there. Like, you would not have heard me at all. Unlike the wind you can hear here is way up high. It was not like that down there. But I am super excited, guys. This is supposed to be kind of like an out and back trail. There are some other trails that connect with it, which once we get to the top, we are actually going to take a look at some of them. I have a couple of them marked as alternatives to getting back down to, the main road once we get further down, but that's going to be quite a while from now. And I'm excited. It's a 6 rated trail. We are out here, and it's been a while since we've had an adventure, and I am super excited to be out here. If you haven't been able to tell, I've said it like 4 or 5 times now. But just look at this view, guys. Let me loosen this up here a second. Look at this view right here. That is awesome. And just below it is the I-70. That mountain there is the other side of the I-70. And this is where we're about to go up. It is going to be an awesome day, guys. An absolutely awesome day. And as you guys can see on the Jeep, I've got some new additions to the Jeep. If you followed me on Instagram, you will have seen that I've posted about them. And I've got the Max Track boards on there, and on the other side I have the shovel mounted, so they're no longer in the Jeep. I'm so excited that they're no longer in the Jeep, and it just looks good. But we'll have more about that later on. But it's going to be a fun day, guys, so let's get back on the trail and see where it takes us. I have no idea. We've never done this trail. I've never done this trail, and I've never watched a video on this trail, so I'm super excited. The Red Elephant Hill Trail is an out and back trail that does connect with the Mill Creek Loop Trail up at the top. Now this trail is rated at a 6, like I said, and at a 6 it does mention that you should have a little more high clearance when you are tackling this kind of trail, but I did read online throughout my research that you can get up it in a stock 4x4 and Jeep. But today we would find it was a little bit more of a challenge trying to get up some of the obstacles further down the trail. Just the conditions from all the snow melt and the rainfall that Colorado has been seeing over the past couple of weeks did make for a little more challenging time than what I was anticipating. It was still fun, but as you will find out later on, I did have to break out some of the recovery gear that I haven't touched since putting it on the Jeep or putting it in the Jeep. It made for a very fun time and for a great learning experience. But while I was out there, it was just such a perfect day, guys. It was blue skies. The trail was just a little bit technical at the beginning, making it interesting, keeping me on my toes, and just the weather was so nice that the views were great to see. I was super happy and comfortable, and it just wasn't raining like it has been the past few weeks in Colorado. This trail has been fun so far. It is quite technical, which I've been enjoying. It's not been, terribly undoable. There's not been areas that I've been like, oh, I can't make it up it. Just areas where you sit there and kind of go, I got to choose my line just perfectly. And I just have gotten up it. It has been fun, but we are climbing. This, I do believe, goes up to around 10,000 feet, maybe just over. you'll see it appear at the bottom of the screen, just how high up we are climbing. But it is awesome out here, guys, and it is beautiful. There's some blue skies, there's that gentle breeze. It's only about 55, 54 degrees according to the Jeep. And it is just gorgeous, and I am having a blast. Last week Lindsay and I were on our family vacation, which was fun, and the 2 weeks before that I've been working on the D100, and it is just great to be back out here. I was missing being out on the trail, exploring, and getting to see a bunch of cool things. Let's check this out real quick. Just saw something here. Well, guys, I stopped for a second because as I was talking to you all, we came across something. Look at this. I can get the thing to turn here. Look at this. Like, holy cow. It's just a hole. I think it was a mine shaft at one point, because if you guys can tell, it's all closed off down there. But yeah, it's just a huge gaping hole. It's pretty cool. I would hate to fall in there because you're probably not getting out very easily. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And check out that view. Whew. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
At this point in the trail, it was getting a lot more technical. I was encountering much bigger rocks, having to choose my line a little bit better, and just finding that sometimes my clearance just wasn't quite there. But I was slowly but surely getting up it. But here, just a little bit further up the trail, life became a lot more challenging, as you guys are going to see here in just a second. Because as I was climbing up these rocks, as you can see, the dirt is just very wet and is kind of caking onto the tires a little bit, and it made the rocks really slippery as I was planting my tires on the line that I wanted to get up it. and I was just finding that the Jeep was kind of just sliding off, as you guys are about to see. Well, we're definitely getting, some technicalness. As you can see ahead, it's quite technical. And we weren't doing too bad. But if you guys can notice, the ground is very slick. It's very wet still. Well, it's not super wet, but it's slick mud, like it's bit. So we're sliding. But I don't know if you guys can see. Kind of wedged up right there. So we're gonna see if we can roll back and re-choose the line. I kind of turtled myself. Happens. We're learning. But I think if I re-choose my line, I'll be able to crawl up over this stuff. I chose this line. So this was the line I chose to come up and over, which would have been perfect. But as soon as my tire touched this rock, I slid down over to there. So I slid over a foot over because it just got super slick. So let's see what we can do. Let's re-choose our line and see what we can do. Now, I thought that by backing up and re-choosing my line, the line that I had chosen at the beginning, it would be, straightforward. Just back up, re-choose my line. But as I was backing up, the tires just slipped right off of the rocks. Because as you can see, I'm turning my wheel here and I just slid over, and right on the passenger side is the ledge. There is literally a ledge going down, and it is kind of just a straight up drop off. As I was trying to back up the Jeep back, out of the way a little bit, it just kept sliding every time I would turn the wheel without me really moving, and it just made the situation go from a slightly technical situation of just backing up and re-choosing my line to a very dangerous situation to where after a little bit I was on the edge of the cliff and the trail. As you guys can see, I have now gotten myself pretty stuck at this point. Like, the Jeep slid down and I am now resting the belly of the Jeep on the edge of the cliff, like the edge of the side, and the trail. I'm just kind of on that barrier there. And in this situation, the worst thing you could do is panic. Panicking causes you not to think straight, and you just start coming up with really bad decisions, and it could get really ugly really quickly. And thankfully, I stopped for a second inside the Jeep here, and I just took a breath and started thinking of ways in which I could get myself out. So I tried seeing if I could go forward, which ended up making me go further over. So I stopped and was like, okay, I'm no longer going to move the Jeep, because once I backed up here just a little bit, the Jeep was literally teetering. The driver's side wheels were barely in contact with the ground. Like, my movement in the Jeep, you couldn't see it on camera very well, but the Jeep was kind of teetering. And so I just decided that it was time to pull cable. As much as the idea of having to pull cable wasn't, something I wanted to do, it to save my Jeep, stop it from rolling, put myself in a safe situation. And if I had to call somebody to have them help recover me, at least I knew the Jeep wasn't going to fall, because there would be some sort of connection helping, stop it from rolling at all in this situation. And as most of you guys that have been following the channel for a while know, I have not recovered myself yet on the trail. This is the first time I have ever had to recover myself on the trail. I have helped other people recover themselves on the trail. So I was learning, the sequence of recovering myself on the trail, one, by myself, and two, with my Jeep. Because I've never recovered myself, I've been the person helping others, so I've never had to be behind the wheel and help winch myself out of a situation. I've been the guy on the outside of the Jeep giving the instructions verbally. Here, being by myself, I had to think as clearly as I could and just, put my engineering skills to the test to see what I could do and where I could anchor points at, so that, the angle was perfect, that I could pull myself out of the situation, and getting the throttle and winch reeling in balance just right, so that as I was throttling up, I was also pulling in the winch, keeping it nice and taut, and everything like that. And as you can see right here, I'm struggling to get the winch undone because I haven't undone the winch in a while. It just kind of was stuck a little bit, and I took one good pull to just kind of pop it loose. I think since I haven't really used it since I was in California and having such odd weather here in Colorado lately, it just kind of seized it a little bit, as you can tell, as I broke it loose there. But it was a very interesting experience, as you guys are going to see.
Well, as you guys can tell, I got a winch. First time ever had a winch. As I was going back, the Jeep just kept hitting those rocks and it just kept sliding, and now it's sitting on the edge. So it happens. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the tree wrap it on this tree right here, which I realize I'm in the way, this tree right here, and slowly winch myself up, at least off the edge, to the point that I can get myself remaneuvered so I can get either up or down this, one or the other. But at the moment, the only way to go is up, because I can't really, there's no turnaround space. But for right now, we got to get ourselves winched off the edge, because as you guys can see, I'm on the edge. It happens.
Now that I had the winch hooked up to the tree strap around a tree, I was taking everything very slowly. Because I was by myself, I didn't want to make any kind of, quick movements with the Jeep, or trying to do anything that just truly didn't feel safe without having another person, or quite frankly, a second rig with anchoring it to myself to help kind of keep myself there. Because I was by myself, everything was just gentle movements, and here you're seeing that I'm learning the whole throttle and pulling in the winch at the same time. Just, it took a little bit for me to get into the groove, and once I got in the groove, it was money. I was kind of going really well getting myself undone, but it was a little bit trial and error. And as you'll see here, as I'm pulling myself up, the Jeep and Mother Nature were not playing nice with each other. Mother Nature was really trying to keep me in that spot as best she could, and because I was, learning, making sure that I was doing okay, and that I was slowly getting it there so I didn't put myself in an even worse situation, it was a little battle, but in the end, me and the Jeep were victorious at getting ourselves unstuck.
Well guys, as you can see, I got the Jeep off the edge. Now, I took off camera because the Jeep was literally pretty much, if it wasn't for the winch, the Jeep probably would have rolled down some, because this stuff is so slick. Like, I'm sliding just standing here. We are just sliding. So I've done a winch off of, hang on, let me move here. I've done a winch off of that far tree to get it off there, a winch off of this tree right here to get myself to this point. Now we are hooked up to this tree so that I have some extra line. Woo, sliding, told you. So I have some extra line to get myself at least up to here, because up to here I can continue without the winch. Here, just to be on the safe side, because I'm still on that incline, I'm gonna have the winch secured. So, for your entertainment. Ow. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you have recovery gear. Let me show you why. One, you all saw how stuck I was. And this has been the path that I've been on for probably about a good, I don't know, half an hour. Here, let me get you more to my level here. So, struggle, struggle, struggle. If you can recall, this is the area I was right before I got stuck. My tires were placed right here, my front wheels were here, and then I kind of bellied out on that rock. So I did backwards, reversed a little bit to fix my line, and I slid. And you guys can see that when I slid, it just took me. It slid, and then I steered with this tire, and I kind of got wedged right up in here. So I was wedged right up in here, and then as I tried to undo myself, I just kept sliding more and more like this, to the point that I got so stuck. You can see the tire mark. You can see right here, there's my tire mark that the wheel was sitting when I started the winch. And then I winched off of that tree. Oops, I'm struggling today with the camera, y'all. So I winched off of this tree right here, then up there, and now, as y'all can see, we are there. This has been quite an adventure. I'm not upset, and it's been an adventure. I got to break out my winch for the first time, actually on myself, and it's been an experience. Learning very much. But this is very, it's not even super wet, it's just the dirt is that loose. It's just a lot of loose dirt, guys. So we're gonna keep pushing up the trail and see if it gets worse. If it gets worse, we'll have to try and find a way to turn around. But we'll see. Still having fun. Let's continue the adventure. I gotta clean up my recovery gear first though. Alright guys, as you can see behind me, we found an area where I could turn around. And yes, we are going to turn around, we're going to go back down. This trail is definitely a good challenge. And honestly, the Jeep, though it's been getting caught on things here and there, if it had like a 2-inch lift and maybe 35s, it'd do a little better, have a little more ease at it. but in its stock form, it's actually doing pretty good. I have to admit, we're doing really well. However, because I've gotten stuck so many times and have had to pull cable so many times, and it's just me, I'm going to turn around and go back down. Now, there are a few other trails that are between a 4 and a 5, a little further down the highway, that we're actually going to go try and see what they look like, just because I'm not done adventuring for the day. We're just kind of done on this trail because I stopped for a little bit and I went walking and scouting up ahead, and it keeps climbing, and the obstacles are about the same as it is now, and I'd just be pulling cable the whole entire way to the top. And the other issue is this is an out and back trail, because the only other trail I looked on Onyx Off-Road, who's not a sponsor of the channel, but when I looked on it, there is another trail going back down to the road, but it's even harder, and it's actually it's closed at a certain spot just because apparently there was a rock slide over there, which I could believe. But since we're, honestly, we're barely kind of up onto the climb, I'm going to go ahead, turn around, go back down. We'll get down there, we'll find the other trails, we'll stop, we're gonna eat some lunch, and then we're just gonna have some more fun and keep going and hope that, fingers crossed, that they're not quite as challenging as this is. This is a good challenge, and it would be a ton of fun if I had 1 or 2 other people with me out here, but just because it's me, the Jeep's already taken enough hits. Nothing major, nothing damaged. The skid plates have just taken some good solid hits while we were out here and scraped with the winch pulling it and things like that. So we're just going to slowly work our way down, head back to the road and find a new trail, guys. It's part of the adventure. Sometimes you don't win every part of the adventure, and you just got to keep kind of soldiering forth and seeing what else you can find. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get going, guys.
Once off the trail, I decided to keep pushing west and took the very scenic road that runs actually right next to the I-70 out towards a little town called Georgetown, and it was a really pretty drive heading out that way. And why I was going out that way, one, I was just enjoying the scenery around because it was a really pretty road, but two, I was really hoping that the next set of trails that we would find would not be as difficult. I was looking for a challenge. I still wanted a challenge for that day, but I didn't want something that was going to be as tough as what we were just on. Alright guys, so we have found a new trail. It is called Saxon Mountain Road. It is a trail more than a road. It used to be an old service, Forest Service road, but they have long since not maintained it anymore. So it is more of a trail, and it is rated at a 5 and difficult, but not so difficult that you can't get up it. And so far, so good. Just kind of like the last trail. So far, so good. We've barely been climbing, but I'm excited, guys. This is going to be fun. Though I was a little bit, defeated by one trail, now we're out on another, and it was down a very scenic drive, like the little road. You just drove through this tiny little town over to a place called Georgetown, and it is a beautiful drive. Oh my goodness, it was so pretty just to do that drive, and it was just relaxing. And now we're out here and we're climbing back up at the top point of this trail, at the summit of Saxon Mountain, because that's what we are on. It is, as I get jarred around a bit, it is just over 11,000 feet. So it'll be fun. We are going to be doing a lot of climbing, but right now, the first part of this trail, let me just be a bobblehead for a moment. First part of this trail is a bunch of switchbacks, which I'm going to take it as a majority of the climb, just because you have to climb up somehow to get the top. So I'm taking it, a lot of the switchbacks is where a majority of the climbing is going to be coming from. But it is super sunny outside right now. It is blue skies, and I am happy, happy, happy. So let's go see where this will take us, guys. to take this time to tell you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Do it. About 95% of everybody that watches the channel is not subscribed. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, guys. It helps me out immensely, and it just alerts you to when I put new stuff out, because I love bringing you guys along on these adventures and showing you cool views like that one, and just new places that I've never been to and possibly you guys have never been to. So why wouldn't you want to, be notified when new adventures come out? So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, guys. I would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel, because we are growing, and as we grow, the more places I'll go. The more you guys subscribe, the more that I get the opportunity to keep doing this. So once again, hit that subscribe button, guys. We got a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we are getting closer and closer to that goal. So let's keep it going. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, guys. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to the trail. It is pretty on this trail, guys. With all the aspen trees now coming back to life, they got all that super bright green foliage amongst all the dark green pine trees. It is so beautiful. And this climb, though it's switchbacks, every time we climb we just get a little bit higher, and you just get the view of Georgetown and the lake down below and the interstate. And you can just see out to the other mountains out in the distance, and it is just so breathtaking and so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I can't explain to you guys just how gorgeous this is. Now it is rocky, I will say this. It is a very rocky, rough trail, but it is a damn sight better than the Red Elephant Trail or Red Elephant Hill Trail, with all of the massive rocks and boulders that you had to try and get around. These is just the road or trail is, it's an old Forest Service road that's no longer maintained, so nature is claiming it back for its own. But it's been good. It has been pretty, just before it got bounced around like a bobblehead, it's been pretty smooth going in that sense of, we're just climbing, we're moving along fairly easily. It's been good, guys. And it narrows up here and there, and we head into the trees, and then we pop out and we get an amazing view, and then we kind of pop back in. But we are getting closer to the end of all the switchbacks according to the map, so we shall see what's on the other side of all of them.
Well, guys, we're getting there. But can I say for just a second that just how incredible this machine is, how incredible, you know, Jeeps are in general, just how they're built to just do these things, go to these places, you know, just take on this kind of terrain and just get jarred and jerked around, and sometimes, like earlier today, you know, kind of took a couple hits on the belly pans, and just it keeps going. It is amazing. Now I know that other four-wheel drive vehicles out there and other makes, they, you know, they're just as good and as reliable, but today I have been amazed by my Jeep. You know, we got stuck in areas and we're winching, to now we're climbing 11,000 feet, and this terrain has just been rocky, and it's just been shaking the living heck out of me. And the Jeep's just keeps going, just keeps wanting to climb, keeps wanting to go. It's amazing, guys. Now, don't get me wrong, I know when things go wrong, they go wrong, but today we have been just going, and it is awesome. And the view out my window is spectacular. It has been very tight spot. It has been an absolutely fantastic day. Well, guys, we have made it to the top. We are at like just over 11,500 and something odd feet up in elevation, and there is still some snow out here, and it is gorgeous. Holy crap, is it gorgeous. Just that. Love you. Holy crap, guys. I was hoping that there would be a spectacular view up here, and Mother Nature did not disappoint. Wow. It is awesome, and what's even better is not only do I have that spectacular view with the Jeep perched right there, I got a view over there. I got it in the front and in the rear. It is amazing, guys. Absolutely gorgeous here. And let me show you this one. I want you to get the full view of what I'm seeing. Like, check that out, guys. It's awesome, right? Just look at that. The mountains still have snow on them. It's super green. It's really pretty. It's absolutely fantastic, guys. I am so happy. You know, we started off today on a trail that was rated 1 above this, and it was, you know, it was a good challenge, and we had to pull winch cable, and we got stuck, and we were on the ledge, and that whole shebang. And we got out here, and this has just been, it's been nothing but views the whole climb up. And then you get to the top, and this is your grand view. This right here, guys, is your grand view. Just look at this. It is absolutely freaking breathtaking. Now I know it's windy, but how many people get to see that, guys? Like, seriously, holy cow, I am just happy. I am happy. This was the absolute icing on the cake for the day, and I am just in heaven. I am absolutely in heaven right now, but I am going to move us back because it's a little less windier right here. It's amazing how being right near the ledge is really windy versus right back here, it's not. But it has been a great day, guys, an absolutely fantastic day. And that view, I've been up here for, I don't know, 15, almost 20 minutes, literally doing nothing but staring at both directions, because it's just awesome to see. You know, there's the little town of Georgetown right down there. There's another little town tucked up back that way. There's this super beautiful scenic road that I had no idea existed until I got up here. And I've been hearing trains go whistling down the train track, and it's just that echo in the canyons. Just, you can imagine just standing up here what it was like way back when the biggest form of transportation across the country was a train. Just hearing it here in the canyons of the mountains. Oh my goodness, this is heaven. This is really awesome, guys. But that concludes our adventure for today, because here in a little bit, after I stare at this view a little more, I've got to do some more things, if you will. I got to take more pictures, video, all that stuff for you guys and for the other social medias. Got to get some pictures and things like that. But it's been a great day, guys. I thank you so much for joining me today on this adventure. One door closed, another door opened, and the other door had one heck of a view, and the first door had some challenges that, you know, I got to put my recovery skills and my recovery gear to the test, so I'm super happy. But thank you guys again for joining me today. I hope you guys truly enjoy coming on these adventures with me, because I have a blast taking you all with me. If you haven't checked out some of our other social media platforms, check them out in the description below. You'll find all the links to them. You'll also find the link to Patreon. If you would like to help support me on my adventures, go ahead, click on the Patreon link. Anything that you guys would like to donate is greatly appreciated. It helps immensely with going out on these adventures and continuing to provide these adventures for you guys. So thank you all once again. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you next time out on the trail.